Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to give you some options about low or no down payment loans in Texas. I wanted to add some of these rarer situations because they do happen more frequently than you would think, and because people are not educated on what those options are, they're losing out. So today we're going to cover VA loans, USDA loans, down payment assistance loans, 1% down conventional loans, and gift of equity. Today is going to be a general overview of these loan types. Make sure to subscribe for future videos that are coming up that are going to be a deep dive into each topic. As usual, I am licensed all throughout the state of Texas, so if you run into any questions or concerns or unique scenarios, reach out directly and I would love to help. All right, first up are VA loans or Veteran Administration loans. These loans are for active duty service members and eligible veterans. Thank you very much for your service. This loan is for most property types, but just beware if you are looking to buy a condominium, it must be approved by the VA ahead of time. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. Here's a quick tip for all you veterans who want to build wealth over time. You can use a VA loan with zero down to purchase a 1 to 4 unit property. And you can use a VA loan as a renovation loan as well. So if it meets certain qualifications and criteria and local zoning laws, so you can convert a 2 unit into a 3 unit, for example, and rent out the other 2 units and live in one. And each lender has their own underwriting rules and guidelines, including their maximum loan amount. I have access to some lenders that will go into the millions of dollars on a VA loan with as little as zero down. Comment below if you've seen any mansions that you might want to buy with your no down payment VA loan. Thank you, veterans. Next up is the USDA loan, United States Department of Agriculture. Most people, when they see this, they think of the grocery store, and rightfully so. The USDA does regulate all sorts of farming and food-related things. But they also have a little-known program called the USDA Rural Development Loan. I'll make further videos on this to help Texans, but basically there is a map on the USDA website that shows eligible and ineligible locations. Some of the eligible locations for a USDA loan might surprise you. Just know that the spirit and reasoning for the USDA loan existing to get people who might not otherwise qualify for other mortgage financing into a home. So for example, if you have enough money for 50% down, unfortunately, you can't do a USDA loan. There are other income restrictions and other requirements. In general, for people who qualify, it is a fantastic loan. The unique fact about USDA loans is that you must take into account the entire household income to hit income limits. It's a separate threshold on top of the debt to income for people who are actually borrowers on the loan. You should speak with an expert like myself to run through all of the options to see if you qualify. I'd love to help. There are options in Texas which give you down payment assistance. There are grants and forgivable second lien loan, where after 3 years, the amount you owe goes away. You can get up to 5% of your loan amount in down payment assistance, which is amazing. So if you have a $100,000 loan and normally you need to put 3 to 3.5% down minimum already, well, you're in luck. You can get $5,000 from this towards your down payment and your closing costs. So depending on how you negotiate your contract with the seller, you might also be able to get the seller to pay for a little bit of the closing costs as well and come to closing with no money out of pocket. Moving on to a conventional 1% down option. As a broker, meaning most retail companies will not have access to this, such as big banks and online lenders, I have access to a special program that does have income limits. If you qualify, you get a 2% gift from the lender, up to $4,000. Last but not least, I want to discuss gift of equity. This is not a specific loan program per se, but it is a subset of rules for most loan types out there that would be extremely beneficial for anyone who is buying a house from a relative or family member. Basically, the family member can give you a gift of equity as the down payment of the home. Some of the most common scenarios for this are houses that need a little bit of love. Maybe they're being inherited, or someone selling their home and they're just willing to give a good deal to a family member under market pricing. A quick example of this, to keep it simple, so let's say it's a $100,000 home. If your family member wants to give you a $20,000 gift of equity, excluding closing costs, you would need to bring no money out of pocket. This means that it would be the equivalent of you bringing your own 20% down. And if they were feeling so kind as well, they could also pay for all the closing costs on the loan as well. Another scenario that I find gift of equity helps tremendously. A lot of times what happens, unfortunately, is families run into this issue where someone passes away, the house needs a lot of work, so they basically give it away to like a flipper. And that's really kind of how a lot of the flipping industry works in general, is they'll find someone sort of down on their luck, or someone's passed away and they don't know what to do with the house, they just want to get rid of it. So they'll give a steep discount because that house needs some work. I do have access to renovation loans, which are fantastic. We can help them purchase it with a renovation loan to still pay out the inheritance, but then also, if the appraisal comes in high enough, not only could it cover any renovation costs to make that property livable exactly as the family member wants it, it could also be used to help the family member pay for their down payment, 3 to 3.5% minimum on that renovation loan. So as you can see, there are a ton of great options in Texas with 0% down or very little money out of pocket. Have you heard of any of these options before? Definitely let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe for future videos. This was a brief overview of these 5 options. I'll make longer videos in the future expanding on all of these in depth. If you're in the state of Texas, I would be honored to help you with your home purchase or refinance. Have a great day.